This is Uncle Stu, the old man on the block. And in this video, I'm going to be using a video that Security Boss Unsolicited had produced. And I'm going to be using her video as what I define as a teachable moment. So many times in the discourse of communication, in the discourse of what some people would say, game recognizing game, I want us to hear the conversation that Security Boss had on another YouTube channel, and I want to use it as a backdrop for a further teaching and conversation that needs to take place. I want to reference that although I might be saying women, 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 I also want it to be understood that this is very neutral gender. And what I want to explain is exactly how communication works and how some people may be manipulated to doing things because of false understandings or false communications or false motives. And it's really perpetuated on both sides of the aisle. But if I can be able to educate you as a man, you as a woman, how not to get tripped up in these game recognized game scenarios, then hopefully you will be able to see a brighter and better path for you, your present, and your future. But before I go any further, let us get into the beginning of this conversation, and I'll be back in order to give you my educational commentary. Let's get into this video.
And I do know that women fall in love and they actually believe what you all say. So this goes back to what Kayla was saying. There is a time, I'm not saying it's right at all. And a woman does have to account for what she does. But that's where you have to build the value back up into a woman, because we've lost it. We've been told that we are sexually liberated and we can do what we want. And that is what's, that's the theme of today. So we got to get that out the way and let them know, no, that's not it. But they're confused about that and loving this man who said they love them and should I have sex with him? And he's telling them, hey, I can't marry you and not have sex with you. They're actually believing what that man says. And either he waits them out, busts them down and leave or what have you. So it is a real thing.
I have a question.
It's not a nice thing to do, but I agree with you. It's still, we need to take accountability. But that comes to building up the value of a woman and just saying, look, this is what you got to do.
Within the African-American community as a whole, we know that a lot of people come out of broken homes. Even those that had a two-parent home can still be coming out of a broken home. And one of the things that I will say a lot of us as parents or, children, we didn't really understand our value. And a lot of us tend to seek things that we think has value, but it does not have real value when it comes to a healthy relationship. So here, I'm going to take the argument and say a lot of women do not know their value. And a lot of women do not know what they are valued at. You have so many things coming out of social media, the news, etc., that is polluting and confusing the environment as to the value of a woman. And also, we also have some things where we tend to value women in ways that has nothing to do with her value. So when Security Boss is speaking as a woman and speaking that women who don't really know their worth or don't know what is valuable, then men can play the game and use her low self-esteem or her low value system to manipulate, to control, to dominate, to be able to receive things from her without reciprocating the love that she needs from a man. Now, this is not just men manipulating women, but when we as men don't know our value, women can extract things from us and be able to take things from us and fleece us out of material things. We know for a fact that if you don't know your value as a man, a woman can take you for all your worth because you didn't value who you were as a man. We know that men will use women with extremely low self-esteem and take them for sexual purposes. So I'm advocating that we need to both sides know our value and know what really does that mean. What does it mean to have value? I'm going to do another video in where I'm going to explain, 1, how to know your value, 2, how to build your value, and 3, from a relationship standpoint, how to help your significant other see and build value in each other. But let's continue. The second thing that Security Pulse advocated was that men of maturity needs to be able to, the woman that he really loves, cares for, and wants to be with. How do you build your wife, your intended spouse's value? Now, she can come with a set of values that is great, that you love, that you care about, that you want inside of your home. But once that value is inside of your home, you can help her to increase her value. It's like going to a coal mine. You go to a coal mine and you get this rock, and this rock is a diamond. Now that diamond already has a value. It has a perfect value. But now as time goes on and that diamond is shaped, formed, and fashioned and created, the more it is shaped, the more it is polished, the more it is clean, the more valuable that diamond becomes. And for mature men, this is what we should be imparting in our women, how to build that value up in them to the point where they become priceless. This is also the value that I see women should also impart into your husband, to build so much value into him that he becomes priceless. I know some people may argue, I'm not going to build this person up and they leave me. We have some issues that we need to deal with if that's your fear. I know some men say, I'm not going to do this and do that because I'm going to do this and do that and build somebody up for another man. That's a different issue, and we need to work on that fear. But if I can say to you, I never fear my wife leaving. Number one, I always have the confidence that if she leaves, I'm going to be okay because I know my value. If she leaves and takes everything, it is going to be okay because I know my worth. I know my value. I know what I bring to the home. I know what I can do. Why? Because I have a level of success and a level of things that can bring me back, if not now, definitely within a little bit of time where I am today. But that all comes from knowing your value. And that goes for men and women.